Oh my God, it's another week, Finny. It's another week. Welcome back, guys. Misguided Shenanigans. My name is Nick, obviously. My brother from another Finny.
That's where this is going today already. You can't even get the intro right, man.
Listen, and it's even
blubbering.
early. It's early on the East Coast for when we normally record.
I know. Got some natural light today going on. Don't have my lamp on.
Yeah, me too. I do. I have my light on, but anyways, I digress. All right, so I want to start today's show with how absolutely.
All right, jumping right into it. Like, there's no hi, how you doing? How's your week been, man? You're just angry already today. This must be good.
Listen, I feel like Carnage right now. I'm so angry because we watched Venom, and I cannot tell you how absolutely 100 million% I was disappointed.
No,
100%. It did not. I don't like the way they're doing Venom. Like, it worked in the first one as an introduction, but now there's too much comedy. It's not dark enough, and I was really I love the way Carnage looked. I thought Carnage was great.
It wasn't dark enough?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty dark. I mean,
it wasn't dark enough. For Carnage, you're introducing one of the most vicious, well, I guess he villains in the Marvel universe, man. And it was abysmal to me. And I love Tom Hardy. We've talked about Woody Harrelson on this show several times. Love Woody Harrelson. I thought he was a good Cletus Cassidy. But I wanted to see more, and we talked about this in early episodes, but I wanted to see more of a sadistic side, man. Carnage is a violent, vicious son of a bitch. Like, he rips people apart. There's blood everywhere. And I get it. I know it's a Marvel movie. I'm not, or an idiot, or whatever it may be.
It's also PG-13. I mean, it'd be one thing if it was a rated R flick, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Why didn't they rate it R, man?
Sony's not going to do that. Sony's not going to do that. So you have to accept it for what it is.
Then it's a waste. It's a waste. Because look at what they did with Daredevil and Punisher. Now, those were series. I get it. But they were dark and violent, and there was
the Daredevil series was crap, though, because I hated King.
No. Well, that's on you. We're not going to go back down that road. But I couldn't. I at the end of the movie, the best part of the movie for me was the after credit scene when they tied in with Spider-Man. Spoiler alert. Sorry, but it's been a while. You've probably seen it by now. I'm at a loss for words. Even Zach was like, I don't. This was hugely disappointing. Disappointing.
I think I've come to the expectations now that these movies are not going to live up to some of the comics. And I think I've become okay with it, because unless it's like Deadpool's the only one that really sticks pretty true,
Right.
So unless it's Deadpool, they're not rated R. Like Punisher. Yeah. I thought Punisher was amazing. The movie. Punisher
the last one. Yeah. Oh, Warzone. I didn't see that one.
Yeah. I mean, I liked both the one with Thomas Jane and the other one, but I liked kind of how they were done. But the last one, Warzone, was rated R. It was brutal. I loved it, but is that going to sell box office tickets and where they're headed with Venom? No. So they're going to make a rated R? No. The most we could hope is for some director's cut with some more vicious scenes, but everything's PG because they could sell more tickets and more merchandise on it. And so I think that's kind of where I was happy that they did what they did with it, because it could have been worse.
I guess.
And the fact that Venom ate Carnage at the end, I thought was brilliant. I loved it. I was like, that's amazing.
I mean, he ate the symbiote. And that was okay.
Killed Cletus.
Right, but like now Venom is or Carnage is around for a very long time. Carnage is still around in the comics today.
Yeah.
And you're going to kill off Carnage and then introduce Venom into the MCU in the same movie. We need to have Venom and Carnage in the MCU. I mean,
But now here's the other thought too.
we got to have it.
We're doing this multiverse thing right now, right?
Right, correct.
So who's to say they don't bring Carnage back? And by the way, did you notice they brought in the X-Men in Venom?
No.
His girlfriend is a mutant.
Oh, Shriek? I think it was
Yeah.
her name. Was her name Shriek or something like
Yeah,
that?
she's a mutant. So we have the first mutant sighting appearing at this point. The other thing I've heard is too that some of the timelines where people have died and things don't match up, they're going to start correcting. But it's all going to be explained through like the multiverse. It was a different timeline. Like it's so basically Disney's going and canonizing everything, saying everything is canon, but it's just a different verse because of the multiverse, which I think is a brilliant move because then you don't make anything irrelevant and then you can take things in the direction you want to go. But who's to say they don't come back with a Carnage movie from a different timeline and make a rated R one with the success that this one's had? But for this one, you can't make an R1.
I
mean, they got Hugh Jackman and Sir Patrick doing reshoots in Doctor Strange, and they're going to be a part of Doctor Strange and introducing the X-Men. Yeah. So, like with all these things coming about now, like I'm kind of excited for it because I see where it could go. Maybe I'm hopeful for where things could go.
I guess. I'm just pissed off that I wasted the money. So that brings us to our topic for the day.
What is our topic for today?
I forgot the full topic. I'm not even going to lie to you right now.
You mean I'm not made of money?
That's exactly right. We are not made of money. And Christmas is a firm reminder that we're not made of money.
That's right. That's right.
It is. But I think it brings up a good point, right? Like we're parents. I think a majority of our listeners are parents. And if not, that's okay. Now you can hear it from our side. We've been on your side in our 20s. That's for another show. That one's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Christmas in our 20s later in another episode.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some stories out the wazoo. But yeah, not made of money. You know, today, things cost way more today than they used to, especially
100%.
With inflation going up.
Yep.
You know, right now, the way the economy is going, you know, we had the pandemic hit. You know, there's a lot of things that are really kind of factoring into how much things cost. But then the other thing is like kids expect to get everything nowadays. They come up with these lists. Yep. And if they don't get that one thing, it can cause a total meltdown.
Yeah. Which I've grown to the point where meltdown, because when I take back these, I'll get my money back. So meltdown all you want. Meltdown all you want.
And to combat that, we've come up with this stupid, ridiculous idea that I cannot stand. I hate, I loathe. People can yell at me all they want, but I cannot stand Elf on a Shelf. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
Okay.
Basically, it's a trick to get your kids to behave so you can buy them more. It's something else you have to buy. And those things are expensive. Cost like $2 to make, and they charge you $20 for those things.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I've never been a fan myself. I don't, you know, you behave and you get some shit. You don't behave and you don't get shit.
Like switches and coal. Switches and coal.
That's
what we grew up with.
That's exactly what we grew up with, you know, but like kids today are different. It's everybody caters to them. You know, we're Gen X, bro. We didn't get catered to.
We wrapped our own Christmas presents.
That's exactly right.
We came home with our latch key, opened the door, came inside. There's a note left that said, "Hey, here's your Christmas presents. Wrap them and put them under the tree."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a whole different world, man. Everybody that keeps their kids just sheltered and spoiled, and I don't know, man. I don't know. And I know it's not everyone, because I don't fall under that category. You know, we here don't fall into that category. I know you guys do not fall into that category. So
No,
this isn't a slight on anybody. Don't get your panties in a bunch.
and if you have
Just
the money to
saying.
do it, more power to you. But like, I don't have the money to do all this.
Right. Exactly. No. I mean, we pick a couple of things that are, you know, fairly high priority, but high priority, if it's high dollar, that high priority moves to the bottom.
Yep.
Like,
Well,
it just, there's no two ways about it.
you know, the days of like, this is what I've learned. Like, me and the wife, we used to say, all right, $100, whatever we can buy for $100. Dude, $100 doesn't buy shit anymore. Like,
No.
you can't spend $100 on one kid for Christmas. And if you do, like, that's either like one that's not the stocking stuffers.
Right.
It's like that doesn't count the gift from their sibling, the gift
Yep.
from the parents, the gift from Santa Claus. Like, when you start adding those things up, like, I mean, think about it. One video game, $30 to $70, depending on what system you have, and if it's new or older. You look at like Nerf guns are like $30 to $100 a pop, just for the little ones.
Yeah.
All the action figures now are like 15, 20, 30, $50.
Yeah. We used to get them for $3.
Yeah. Yeah.
$3.96 at Toys R Us. I remember, because I have a garage full of them.
Yeah. I mean, and now they're like way more, and they make limited quantities. So like last year, my kids wanted, Disney does these toy box characters, right? These toy box figures. My kids wanted the Mandalorian, which sold out instantly.
Oh yeah.
And they were $15 a piece. Then you go on eBay and they're 50 because they sold out and you couldn't get them.
Well, that's another problem, is that people go in and they buy armfuls because there's no limit. There's no limit anymore, unless it's a fucking pop figure, which who gives a shit about that?
And market's oversaturated.
Yeah, I mean, there's no limit anymore. So you can, it was just like, well, you know what, I'm not going to go there, but it is people overbuy it to resell it and make their Christmas money back, essentially. Which, you know what, if you got it, more power to you. But that's, I mean, I couldn't do that to another family personally.
And I don't know about your family, but like my kids, it's like, okay, what do you want for Christmas? More Power Ranger stuff. What do you mean more? You've already got action figures and morphers and swords and costumes. You don't need more Power Rangers. I want the new one. Why? You just got one for your birthday 3 months ago. Like, you don't need the new one. You want the new one, but like, what are you going to do? Are you really going to play with it? No, it's going to sit in the toy box with the other crap we bought you that you're not playing with until you decide you want to play. So you pull everything out, all of your bedroom, and tear up your bedroom. And I think that's where, like, I'm kind of done with some of that stuff. Like all the toys and the action figures and all the plastic things that, you know what, they've got plenty of it. So this is what we did this year. We were doing like a family gift from Santa.
Okay.
And Santa's bringing the kids a tent and fishing poles. We had some gift cards left over that we're using. It's a family activity. We can get outdoors with kids. You know, we did a couple of cheap video games that were on sale that were older games, so we could, you know, play games as a family. And then like their big gifts from me and Jody are going to be musical instruments, so they can start playing musical instruments. And then like maybe like we found some skateboards for like $15.
Yeah.
So get them some skateboards. They already got pads and stuff. So I know we're saying not made of money, and that sounds like I'm spending a lot, but it is, but it isn't, because we got everything on sale. We had gift cards and stuff already that we're using. So it's not like we came out of pocket for all this.
Right.
And then like put some things on layaway, so we didn't have to pay for it up front, and didn't have to put it on the credit cards, because I'm kind of tired of putting things on the credit cards, because then you're paying for it for the next year.
Yep.
And then we did things where it's things we can do. Gets them out of the house, gets them doing something different, gets them, like, it's not something that's going to sit in a toy box and some piece of plastic that they'll never use. Like, something
Right.
constructive, something we can do as a family. Like they want to learn musical instruments. Okay, like we'll learn together. I know a little bit, not as much as I want to, but I'll
Yeah,
learn
yeah.
and teach them, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't go into any of that because we're recording too early.
Ah,
Yeah. So behind that closed door lies my son. So I cannot go into that. But you're
but
100% right. It comes down to what I mean, you said it, right? Experiences. And we've said it again on previous podcasts, like I don't even know how many podcasts ago. We're getting to the point in life, especially here. I mean, Zach's 11. He's not asking for cheap shit, man. He's not
no,
asking.
he
He wants an
wants
Oculus.
iPhones and what?
Yeah,
What do you
iPhones
want?
and Oculus and all this other shit.
What's an Oculus?
Which he's not getting that. Spoiler alert. Oculus is a 3D
Is that the thing
virtual
you put your
reality.
phone in?
Virtual reality. No.
Okay,
No. This is like
the real
actual
virtual
virtual
reality.
Yeah.
Okay,
So spoiler alert, that's not happening. Unless one of the grandparents get it, but that ain't happening. But no, I mean, the older they get, the more expensive the gifts get, so you literally have to limit. Well, some people don't, and more power to you, but you literally have to limit what you buy.
yeah.
It's crazy because you're right. Everything's gone up in price. And especially now, I mean, the shipping is out of control because there's like toy barges sitting out in the middle of the ocean waiting to get into a dock. You know what I mean? Like the shipping stuff is outrageous right now. Even cars, things like that. But
You know what I find interesting? So back when I was in my 20s, I bought a guitar and it's about $100.
yeah,
But I was able to buy guitars for less than $100. I'm like, that's kind of cheap.
yeah,
And that's something that they'll appreciate. Because I mean, how many teenagers, especially teenage boys, want to pick up a guitar and play around, strum around with it? You know?
oh yeah,
And like the skateboard, like they can use that forever. Like, and like those things were super cheap. Although I will say, I was shocked. Do you know how much some of these skateboards cost?
oh yeah,
Like $150. I went into like a skateboard
yeah,
shop. They're like, yeah, you can customize it, do all this stuff. And like, all right, well, beginner, like where you start at like $79. I'm like, what?
oh yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
Zach bought.
damn
Zach
skateboard?
saved. Yeah, Zach saved his money between his birthday and last Christmas and bought a Braille skateboard, which is I think they're actually made out by you in California. But it's not a mom and pop shop by any means anymore. But it was 160, I think. But he paid for that all on his own. But
Man, damn Tony Hawk skateboard at Walmart was $40.
yeah, well, you got the Tony Hawk name on there.
Yeah. Yeah. But we were able to look around and find some deals on like some cheap ones they can use when they're little and kind of get used to it. And
Oh yeah,
it's all about finding the deals.
it really is. It really is. I mean, that's I don't know. We said it last episode. I don't like shopping, so we just do everything online. But yeah, it's just it's a whole different world, man. Whole different world.
It's one of those things where, like, okay, they've got to give each other a gift.
Yep.
And then they want to give me a gift. They want to give mom a gift. Jody and I get them a gift. I think I get the gift from Santa Claus, which, by the way, I think my older son, I think this may be the last year. I know we talked about it before about when the magic goes. He's made this comment this week of, because we're out and about and, on the weekends we get out and about and go to the malls and stuff or go try to find something to do.
Sure.
And he's like, yeah, there's all these different Santas, but they're not the real Santa. And it's like, uh-oh. But you can see his mind work and he's like starting to notice, like, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that Santa's not real. That Santa's not real. And it's like, okay, then is there a real Santa? I'm waiting for that one to come out. And I feel like he already knows. I feel like his wheels are turning and he knows, but he hasn't admitted it out loud yet. And the other thing that kind of, I think the thing that irritates me the most is he's got kids and friends at school and they're like, oh yeah, Santa Claus ain't real. And it's like, come on, man. Like, why do you be like that?
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Because I feel like parents these days, and we're not going to go too deep into it because we did it last episode, but I feel like people these days are telling their kids earlier, whether it's, the parents want credit or they found out at school and come home heartbroken. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's fucking crazy. It's a whole, I don't know. It's different, man. But
I mean, this is one of those things where I was against it in the first place because I knew this day would come. So it's like, why do we have to tell them there's a Santa Claus at the beginning?
yeah,
Like, let's just eliminate it and just not do it. And I lost that battle, probably for a good reason. And now I'm like, I'm invested. And now it's like, now I'm gonna get the letdown. I'm like,
it's a great 9 years. You're not at the letdown yet, dude. Now, the one thing, like where Zach grew up down in Jax, we went to the St. John's Town Center and the same Santa Claus was there every year.
Yeah.
So he looked the same every year. Same guy, real beard, none of that fake shit that goes on at the fucking, Asheville Mall, whatever the hell it is. So that helped us out a lot because it was the same guy every single year. So, it depends on where you are, man. But I think, enjoy it while you got it because he hasn't said anything yet. So enjoy it while you got it. Me, I'm out of it. That's it. No more.
Yeah.
No more.
Well, and you can tell because the other thing I think it's getting close to that. He's not concerned about the elves. The elf on the shelf. Which, by the way, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I wanted to do Krampus on a mantle. I thought if we're gonna do it, let's go in Krampus.
Listen,
for those of you who don't know, Krampus is the Christmas demon that kidnaps kids, puts them in a bag, and beats the hell out of them for being bad.
Right.
Germany uses this all the time. It's a German thing, but
essentially, which we have German listeners now, by the way. So kudos to our Germany folk. Love it. Germany and Ireland both entered the listenership here a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
So that's awesome.
Nice.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the States and our fucking craziness over here.
Yeah, so I was vetoed with that one.
But how is it different? How's it different? Elf on a Shelf, fucking behave, or I'm going to dump your popcorn on your plate. Or Krampus, I'm going to put you in a bag and I'm going to beat the shit out of you until you do what you're told. Okay, I guess I just explained the difference, but whatever. It just, I mean, it's the same thing in a nice way. You know what I mean? Like, I just never got into it. I have friends that in Georgia that still do it. They still do the Elf on a Shelf. Kids 11 years old, they still do Elf on a Shelf, and it's whatever. But
I was like,
what is it like? It's $30 or $40 to buy that fucking thing.
Yeah. Well, and then like there's costumes. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
Dress them up in costumes, and they do these whole like scenes, like people buy like little mini Solo cup shot glasses and like put a straw in it, like they're sitting at a beach. It's like, okay, is this more for the parents and like dioramas, or is this more for the kids?
I think it's evolved now to be more for the parents, right? As a tool, or maybe a fun thing. I don't know. It's not my thing. I don't like it, but whatever.
I have to work on I have to get up early before they wake up, which I'm a night owl. I do not like getting up early, but okay. Right. I got to get up early and I got to find a creative place to put this thing in silence before they wake up.
Wait a minute. You got one? Hold on. You got one?
Yes, we had to get one because okay. So
I'm vested now.
All right. Vested now. So we spent the holidays with our family many years ago. It was like 4 years ago, I think. 5 years ago. We got one. 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And my sister had one for her kids. And my older son was like, why don't we have one? The younger one was too little at the time to really know one way or another. But the older one was like, why don't we have one? And I was like, why do we have to go this route? So, of course, I get suckered into it. I'm like, I want to go Krampus. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm against it.
Well, that's your number one. That's your number one mistake right there. You went to the extreme.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
Elf on a Shelf or Krampus. That's the extreme you went to.
Well, yeah. Maybe that's on me. You're right.
So maybe you took. I'm not saying you did, but maybe you took it there. I am saying you did. By the way, maybe you took it there. Like that's. I mean,
but then
it to the dark side of the world, my friend.
Because I knew where this is going. And I did not want to be a part of it. So we compromise. We go with Blizzard, the Fox. All right, that's great. Like, and it's one that they can touch because it doesn't lose its magic like the elves do. That's the thing. If you touch the elf, it loses its magic.
Are you
There's rules. There's rules with this. Again, this is why I don't want to do this. So we start with Blizzard. Okay, they're happy. Solves everything. This one's easy. And then my sister gets a friend for their kids. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So now my kids are like, well, Blizzard needs a friend. I'm like, I'm not doing the elf. I'm not doing the elf. So we do the reindeer. His name is Leghorn or Foghorn or something. Foghorn. That's his name. So I got Foghorn and Blizzard. The kids named them, not me. I'm like, all right. So now we have two, but they're both animals. They can touch them. They don't lose their magic. The rules are easier. Okay, fine.
Well, you don't need to tell the kids the rules.
Oh, no, they come with a book that you read to them. Oh, yeah. No, and it explains the rules. Yeah. You see why I went to the extreme now, right? Is this starting to make sense on why I was like, damn it, I don't want to do this? Like,
I know why you went to the extreme, but you pushed it to where now you're fucked.
So then this year, the wife is like, well, I feel like it's about to lose its magic. And he's been asking why we never got an elf. And I'm like, no, I don't want this. But of course, this year, Cupcake appears. And now we have to follow the even more stricter rules.
Nope. We never went that route. It was all Santa here.
The fun part is that they do get excited when they see them move.
Yeah, I guess.
They have to hunt for them. It's like something else that we had to buy.
What is it, like fucking hunt, Easter egg hunting on Easter?
Pretty much.
You have to hide this fucking thing and then
you move them and they have to see where they move to.
Oh. Huh. All right. Listen, whatever floats your boat. Well, I know it doesn't float your boat, but whatever floats people's boat. But
who am I to judge? Something else I had to spend money on. It's like, okay, now I made them at Christmas, bleeds you dry. And I think I love the holiday, right?
Yeah.
I've gotten to where I enjoy it. I enjoy going and picking out a Christmas tree and decorating and spending time with my kids and everything, but you got to buy the tree. You got to buy the lights. You got to buy wrapping paper, tape, bows, little tags to put on to know whose gift is what, markers to write on them, lights inside and out, elves and shelves and all that stuff.
Now, the beauty of some of that, the decorating piece, is that you put it in a nice tote and then you use it year after year like I do. So I may have spent, I'm not going to tell you how much I spent a couple of years ago on lights and inflatables and things of that nature. It was stupid, but I've been able to use them year after year after year. Obviously, Christmas presents are different, right? You buy something new every year because they want something new every year because they're getting older. And spoiler alert, the older your kids get, the more expensive the Christmas presents are.
Well, here's the other thing. So usually prices for like Black Friday in the season usually can get some good deals, right?
Yeah.
There's no deals. These are the same prices they were 2 months ago. Like, I've not seen deals. There's no deals that blow me away. There's no deals of like, oh, this is amazing. No. There's none of those. Like,
because companies can't afford it right now unless you're a major corporation like Target or Walmart or whatever. But even still,
even then, like,
yeah, even still, there's not much out there.
Cyber Monday, like they've extended Cyber Monday sales because they're not getting the online shopping. Like,
Yeah,
I read some articles where they had more people like go into the stores to shop, but we were out and about and it wasn't crazy busy like it had been in the past.
yeah.
And then like they were talking about Cyber Monday was a little bit of a letdown. And so they were looking to extend the deals to try to get people to continue to spend. But even then, like the deals, like there's a few things here and there,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's any like wow moment.
No.
And I feel like the retail stores are expecting us to spend that money.
Oh, especially now because everybody's starting to get out and about.
Yep.
They're expecting it. So, I don't know. I've said it a million times. It's just a different time, man. It's not the same as when we grew up. It's different. Kids expect more.
They do.
But what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? I don't know. I'm not going to spend it unless it's warranted. So there you have it.
We're not made of money,
Grinch.
folks.
I'm the Grinch, as some may say, but I'm not really. I love the holiday. I just, we're getting to a point where I'll get you something, but it ain't going to be a $400 Oculus.
So he wants a $400 Oculus on top of an $800 phone.
Correct.
So it's like $1,200 that he wants you to spend on Christmas.
Every kid he knows has an iPhone. I mean, every kid he knows has an iPhone, but that doesn't.
When it comes to a point for my kids to get a phone, they're going to get my hand-me-down of my old one. That's going to be it.
Yep.
I'm going to treat it like a car. Are you going to give a kid a brand new car? No. What's going to happen if they get a brand new car? They're going to wreck it. They're going to tear it up. They're not going to take care of it.
Yep.
They're going to get a used car.
Oh, yeah. Hands down. 100% agree with you.
And they're going to have to pay for it because I ain't made of money. I can't pay for that. There's no Christmas bow on a car. That's not going to happen.
Nope.
I still want to find out who does that.
I'd like to know. If any of our listeners do that, let us know. I'm curious.
Or if you've seen anybody.
I can't afford it.
Share a video or something if you know somebody who's done that. Like, there's got to be a video. Yeah. Like, I don't know anybody who buys a car for Christmas, but
I don't either. Unless it's like a beater piece of shit. $600.
We just don't have rich enough friends, I think.
I guess not. But that's okay. That's all right. We're not movie stars, bro. We're not movie stars. We don't get that type of clientele, and really never had. So I'm okay with drinking beers on the front porch. You know what I mean? I don't need a swanky fucking club to do it in. In fact, I want to come out to Germany and I want to go to a fucking pub out there. I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to a pub out there. And I mean a pub, man. I don't mean like a fucking
during Oktoberfest for Germany.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
True Oktoberfest.
Yes. Because we have Helen, Georgia, which is glorious. I love Helen, Georgia for Oktoberfest, but I want the real deal. I want the warm beer. At least I think some of it's warm from what I've read. But yeah. So anyways, before we get way too off topic, I don't know what else we got on the docket for today. I think we've exhausted our we're not made of money.
So here's a topic that I kind of want to get into a little bit. The forgotten Christmas gift.
This will be interesting because I'm not sure where you're going to go with this.
So everyone should have seen Christmas Vacation, right? And Clark, he's up in the attic. He's trying to hide the gifts he's wrapped. And he reaches down and he pulls out this gift from like Mother's Day or something that he hid so well he couldn't find it.
Yep.
And so I don't know if any of our listeners have ever experienced it, but in my house, that would happen quite frequently.
See, I have not done that ever.
I haven't personally, However, growing up, my parents would hide gifts and buy things throughout the year because we were really, really poor for a lot of my childhood. And so my dad would he worked for AT&T, and they would earn like points and stuff that they could turn around and buy like gifts for, or on their credit cards with their cashback points or whatever the promo was, they could order
Sure,
stuff.
sure.
So we'd order like Muppet keyboards for us so we could have musical instruments, or like, Nerf
Yeah.
basketball goals that would hang on your door with a foam ball. Like they would,
Yep.
kind of put some stuff away. It would never fail. Like they would get a bottle of cologne for us when we were teenagers, or there was a toy or something that they would put up, and we're opening Christmas gifts and stuff, and they'd be like, "We're missing something. What are we missing?" And Dad would go tear off through the house and try to find it. Sometimes he would find the gifts and be like, "Oh yeah, we forgot about these. They're not wrapped, but here you go." Other times they would talk about it and couldn't figure it out, and then like months down the road, they would find the gift, like, "Oh, that was so and so for Christmas." And then they would like give it to us for like a birthday gift, or like re-gift it, or something of that nature.
No shit.
Yeah, yeah. So like the forgotten Christmas gifts. So how many of
That's
our
interesting.
listeners have experienced that?
I'd be curious. So comment on YouTube or even shoot us a comment on Facebook when this releases. I'd be curious to know, because that's never happened, at least here. I don't know about my parents now. I don't know if that ever happened with them, but like we keep all of our stuff in one spot. And then when it's time to do our thing, we do our thing. But I've never lost anything or forgotten about it.
I have not yet. No, wait,
That you know of.
that I know of. The wife may correct me on this. I haven't done it yet that I know of.
Yes.
But this year we're in a smaller place, and we try to do a lot of shopping earlier this year. So trying to hide things in a smaller apartment to where they won't find it, but then remembering where you put everything.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what
we'll
I
wait
mean.
and
Even when we were in the apartment in Jacksonville, we kept them in one spot. Now, granted, our kids are older, right? So they're not really snooping around. Zach loves the surprise on Christmas Day, so he does not snoop around. I did as a child. I did. Me and my
I did
sister
too. I
it
found my
all the
presents
time.
many times.
Oh yeah, so did we. But yeah, we now we keep them in one spot. We'll wrap them up and we'll put them under the tree. Usually Christmas Eve, but yeah, that's interesting. I'd be really curious. I'd love some fan interaction here with that. I want to see if anybody's done that, especially our parent listeners, to see if there's something that you re-gifted to for a birthday or something that you forgot on Christmas or lost on Christmas.
Or ran into, like, after the presents are done and open, you're like, "Oh, I thought there was something else." And then like weeks later, you're like, "Oh, I found this. Like I pulled out a jacket and here's this toy or something. It was in the pocket."
Yes. That would be great. Well, I think that'll be it for this week's episode, man.
I think we're spent.
I think so, man. It's been a hell of a week, and we're not
out
made
of
money. So
we're out of dough.
That's it. We're out of dough, but we got enough for at least another podcast, right?
Thanks for listening, everyone. Happy holidays. They are upon us. During this time, think of others and people that maybe that don't have as much. We joke around about not made of money, and I feel like the both of us have been blessed enough to be able to provide Christmas for our families, but there are families 100%. Out there that are struggling right now and that can't do so. And so find local charities to give to, find a needy family that you can really be a blessing to, and share the love a little bit, help people out during this season, and get closer together, and share the wealth a little bit if you got some extra.
Absolutely. Go do the Toys for Tots thing, the canned food, whatever it is. Donate with whatever you can. And we'll catch you guys next week.
That's right.
Peace.